What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Sideline Thoughts. I'm Joe Galvez, and today we're going to be talking about the Copa America and my predictions I have for it. If you guys watched my Euros one, I said I was going to do one for here. I did want to point out, I know the Galaxy jerseys, I wear both of them. I chose them as a neutral jersey because I have no internationals for Euros or Copa America, but I realized I do have some European teams that I could have worn for the Euros, but it is what it is. It's too late now. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking about my Copa America predictions, just the teams I have, how I have them standing in the group stages, and out of the group stages in the elimination rounds, and who's gonna end up winning and who's not. So let's get started to it. So Copa America starts on Thursday with Argentina kicking it off, going against Canada in Atlanta, Georgia. As we see the times here, if you look on top, it says start times are in host city's local time. So on here, you're going to see a lot of different ones. For in California, for the majority of it, uh, there's going to be around 3 p.m., 6 p.m. These right here, the first two, they're going to be 5 p.m. here in California. But other than that, majority are going to be around 6, 3, 6, and changes in between because of the different cities how they are. But looking at, we're going to start off with Argentina versus Canada. I don't think there's any question. Argentina is going to be Canada, unless Argentina really just has a bad game. But that's an if. Aside from that, just realistically, how the teams have been going, Canada hasn't been at their best level as a lot of people would have, I think, thought they would have continued from previous tournaments from years back. They haven't even elevated themselves to a higher level, and that's because of that. They're going to really struggle against Argentina. Of course, Argentina is the world champions right now, holding that title and look to win the Copa America. So we got Argentina winning that one to start off for Group A. The second game of Group A is the very next day on Friday, which game is also at 5 p.m. here in California. It's Peru versus Chile. I think it's going to be a very good game. I think it's a very close game. Peru's going to play hard, but I think Chile is going to come up with that win on that one. I think they're going to just get the edge over. I think it might be a 2-1 win for Chile, honestly. But looking at the group stage and how I have them ending out, even though this is only the first game, how I end up having that group ending is Argentina first, Canada second, which that one I'm very iffy about. I'm very 50-50 on. Chile third and Peru fourth. Canada, I'm still not. I'm completely not convinced on it. When I was making it, I kind of just put it there on a 50-50 limb because Chile as well hasn't been the greatest or at their peak level like they were 2016 and years like that. It's not really sure if they're able to be at that level. Can they beat Canada? I think they could beat Canada, but I also think Canada could find a way to beat Chile. So I think that one's a 50-50. I understand that I could be wrong in that prediction. Chile could get second. I understand that there's that possibility, but for right now, I have Canada coming out second in Group A. And we look, you see Saturday is the kickoff of Group B. Like I said, the first game starts at 3 p.m. here in California. You got Ecuador versus Venezuela. Ecuador has come onto the scene greatly. They've been playing phenomenal the last two years, give or take. They've been playing really good, elevating themselves. This is going to be a big Copa America for themselves. I have them beating Venezuela on the first game off the bat. And then at 6 p.m. here in California, we got Mexico versus Jamaica. We've seen that these two teams play each other many times. They've been great games, tough fought battle games. And this one, I think Mexico, even though Mexico hasn't been playing at the highest level, yes, they made changes. They stopped bringing back Ochoa, who was arguably the best keeper for Mexico in the Mexico squad, their history. But it's time to move on from him. They couldn't continue relying on him as much as they did, and they went too far. Now you have to give chances to the younger keepers. And this tournament, I think, is good for the next keepers. One, for Mexico to find out who really their next star keeper is, and for that keeper to be ready for the World Cup when it comes to North America. So they're playing Jamaica. Jamaica, again, a good team. They're going to give Mexico problems, but I don't think it's going to be good enough to beat Mexico. And Mexico not being at their highest level are still going to be able to get the job done. You know, a lot of what Mexico fans wanted was that Mexico to start using their European players and stop relying on older players or players that are just here in, or sorry, not here, but are in the MX league, the Mexican league, And although they still have quite a few in there, they are trying to use their international players. Like one of the big ones, you got to start Santi Jimenez. You got to start him a striker, and to help as an outlet is in the back. Can Mexico figure out a way how to make it work together? I think they could try, and they could get them so far, but it's not going to win them the whole thing. But in that Group B, I have Ecuador actually winning first place on that one. I think they're gonna be able to beat Mexico and Jamaica as well. I think they're gonna get first without a loss. Maybe a tie, but really just without a loss. I have Ecuador first, Mexico second, Venezuela third, and Jamaica fourth. But those two, I understand they could switch. Venezuela has been playing a bit better than usual, so I think those are interchangeable. However, people may have it. But for sure, locked in Ecuador first, Mexico second. Sunday, we see Group C kicks it right off. First game is USA versus Bolivia. That should not be any problem for USA. USA has the talent, has the team to be able to beat this team. Now, yes, everyone doesn't like Greg Berhalter. I understand. No playing style, no this, and that. I completely understand not wanting Greg Berhalter to be the coach of the U.S. team, especially here. And the U.S. still has the talent right now. They do need to get a coach that elevates and uses the talent to the best of their abilities. But USA should be able to kick it off with an easy win against Bolivia. And then the second game of the group is Uruguay versus Panama. Panama's not trash, but to compete against Uruguay, I don't think they're going to be able to at all. I really don't. Uruguay is too strong on it, especially being in South America playing against Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia, and all of them that have been stepping up. Uruguay is also, I think, a few people have as a dark horse to win it because of their capability and the team that they have. And Darwin Union's playing a lot better. Well, I don't want to say better. Darwin Union's just shining so far right now for this Uruguay team. So Uruguay, I think, is going to be the one to come out in first in this group for Group C. They're going to come out first. I have USA coming out second. It's really just going to come down to the game between them. Like Panama and Bolivia, I'm not going to touch those two teams on it. It's really just Uruguay and USA. If that game's a tie, I think Uruguay is going to win it by probably goals in favor. For the Uruguay USA game, I think it's going to be a three. I'm thinking 2-1, 3-1 win for Uruguay. That's what's going to put them in first, and USA in second, and then move on to the next round. I have Panama third and Bolivia fourth, but truly, again, that's another one where they're interchangeable. Bolivia could probably beat Panama, that would get them the third, but that's really realistically what it's looking like on that one. And then Group D on Monday, starts on Monday. We have kicking it off with Colombia versus Paraguay. Colombia has been playing really good as well. A lot of these South American teams have been stepping up to another level. Colombia has always been in the talks in the know as a competitor in South America. And I think they got slightly better from that level of it. They got slightly better. They're still competing. Are they going to win it? I don't think they're going to win it, but they're still competing right now. Like we said, there's the group stages. So we have them Group D playing Paraguay. I don't think they should have much of a trouble on that. I think they get a 2-0 win on that game. Then moving on from it, we have the second favorites or the favorites, depending on who you guys think is going to win the Copa America. Brazil versus Costa Rica. Costa Rica is not really going to be a problem at all for Brazil. It should be a no-brainer for them. Brazil is going to get the easy win. It's going to be here at the SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, so it's going to be cool to see. It's going to be crazy traffic here in LA for that. But aside from that, the Brazil should be an easy one. Of course, in Group D, I have Brazil getting first. Honestly, looking at a lot of the Copa America, a lot of people have Argentina and Brazil going to the finals. That's kind of what's really looking at. So I don't think you have Brazil getting second to group stages to get to the finals from there. If you do, that's kind of crazy, and that'd be crazy. That'll be cool to see who has Brazil coming out second below any of these teams. Obviously, the first team they probably think is Colombia. It's probably the Colombians who's thinking it, but I think they'd be realistic and see that Brazil will get first there. Colombia gets second in the group stages, which is still pretty good. And then I have Paraguay third and Costa Rica fourth. I think Paraguay would still be better than Costa Rica on this one, and they go on and go on. So until we, move on, there's all these other games. Quarterfinals perhaps starting on July 4th. But for mine knockout stages, we have Argentina versus Mexico. Another rematch of the World Cup. A lot of Mexico fans mad saying that the Martino threw the game for Argentina and stuff like that. Whatever the talks are, Argentina ended up winning it, and I think the result's going to be the same. This time around, Argentina is going to be Mexico. Again, Mexico's not, even though trying to make changes, they still haven't found themselves at their highest or best competitive level. Because of that, I do see Argentina again still being the world champions, still being able to compete. They're going to be there and be able to compete with it. Second, we have Canada, Ecuador. I'm really 50-50 on it. Truly, I really am. And I don't know why I put Canada, truthfully. It kind of just settled in for me on the Canada one. And I do want to, I want to say Ecuador is going to win it. I really do. It's going to be Ecuador, Canada. I want to say Ecuador is the better team, has been the better team. But looking at the matchups, there's a possibility they just want a North American team to move on to the next round. Look, I'm gonna say here, but my prediction is gonna tip. I'm gonna leave my prediction in Canada on my phone, my connection. But here on the podcast, I want to switch it, but I don't want to play on the theme. Canada hasn't even been playing that great. Look, okay, I'm gonna go with the. Oh, it's already locked in. Well, it's already locked in. I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna change it. So Ecuador, Canada. I'm gonna switch it to Ecuador. I originally had Canada on here for some reason, but no, Ecuador has been the better team. I don't know. I had a feeling that maybe Ecuador wouldn't be able to compete at the level of it, but I think Ecuador can now. Thinking about it, so I'm gonna have Ecuador beating Canada and moving on. And then the next one's Uruguay, Colombia, South American matchup. It's gonna be a very good game. I think it's gonna be a very close game. I honestly think I think the score might be 3-2 in this game, honestly. But I'm gonna have Uruguay winning it. Uruguay passing through. Yeah, I'm gonna have Uruguay passing through. All right. Beating Colombia. Then after we have Brazil versus USA, the next North American team. As much of talent and everything that USA has, especially with a lot of players playing in Europe, we know Brazil on their squad. I don't think USA's without the proper coaching and everything, they're not gonna have the team to beat this Brazil team. And the Brazil team is, like you said, predicted to go to the finals to even win it all. I have Brazil beating USA. The next round is going to be Argentina versus Ecuador, another South American matchup. I'm going to have Argentina win it out. As much of competitiveness and fighting and everything that Ecuador has done to get to this level, I'm gonna have Argentina beating Ecuador on this one. I think it should be a brainer. Yeah, Uruguay and Brazil. I think it's gonna be the best semifinal game. I think it's gonna be one of the best games in the Copa America. It's gonna be so close. I think Brazil, truly, either Brazil gets a 1-0 win or a 2-1 win. It's one of those two. But I think Uruguay is really gonna be a big problem. They're just not gonna be able to score to tie up the game or even take the lead. And in our final, we get first we get our third place bronze final. It's gonna be Uruguay versus Ecuador. I think Uruguay be sound. They're still, to me, Uruguay is the best, third best team in South America, third best team in this tournament. So Ecuador shouldn't exactly be a problem for them. Then the final, we have Argentina, Brazil. Argentina being the World Cup defending World Cup champions, Brazil being compared like always. Brazil hasn't been playing the best in their friendlies. They haven't, truly. They haven't been playing the best, but it's still better than a lot of the competition. Now they're getting to the World Cup champions, defending them. I think a lot of people are gonna have Argentina winning it because of Messi, the goal. You have all these other players that are really good. And I think Argentina really does have a possibility. I really think it's like 50-50, 51-49, split decisions. I'm gonna go Brazil on this one. I just feel like it switches and Argentina just Brazil's gonna be a little too much on the attack. And although they won't be able to hold Messi down because it's Messi, but they were able to hold down his help. I think on the attack is gonna be a bit much for Argentina. So I think Brazil is gonna come out with a 1-0 win. I think Brazil is gonna come out 1-0 win. But like I said, it's 51-49, 50-50. Their split. If Argentina wins it, that's cool for them. Another trophy for Messi to get, but in the country of Argentina to get. But I have Brazil on this one. That's just me. I think a lot of people may have the same thing, but it's gonna be really good. So yeah, guys. Thanks again for watching. It's really just a short prediction one. I'm gonna be getting out some Euro content out. This more games for this one out as well. It's gonna be a lot of games to watch. A lot of games going on, so it's gonna try to find time in between which game or stuff like that to know which one to put on. So, but yeah, thanks a lot, guys. This is Silent Thoughts. I'm Joe Galvez. Thank you for watching my predictions. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, what your predictions are. All right, see you guys.